There's a new PlayStation 5 on the town, and she's quite literally a hot little model. Ooh, she's so hot I can feel the heat between her legs. She's on heat. I'm going to stop now. But anyway, talking about this new model of PlayStation 5, it's been a little over a year now, and Sony have released a new model. But how good is this model for us, the consumers, right? Well, there was an interesting video from this YouTuber, Austin Evans. This is the video right here. I do suggest you go watch it. I've seen it. It is pretty interesting. But we're just going to do a quick little conversation video about this topic from this website right here. All right, let's talk about it quite literally right now. So Sony has quietly, which is very strange, by the way, they've done this on the very hush-hush side situation, right? Sony has quietly switched the launched PlayStation 5 console with a revised model that features some notable changes. What could they be? The biggest of those changes is that the heatsink within inside the actual PlayStation is now considerably smaller than the previous version. Is this good or bad? Let's discuss. The change was first noted by YouTuber Austin Evans, go check out his channel and the video, who ordered the particular model from Japan, where the revised model is now starting to show up in stores, right? Along with Australia and some parts of the US. I'm from Australia! Woo! There's a map of Australia right there. But anyway, am I going to get the revised PlayStation based on this information? That's another question. It's another question, all right? In his teardown video, all right, Evans noted several minor changes, including a new screw for the stand that is designed to be easy to turn with your fingertips, right? Kind of thing. The other one, you had to use a knife or a key or a coin, I guess, but it's a lot easier to turn now. And some rerouted wiring for the Wi-Fi, apparently, for the Wi-Fi module on the slightly different motherboard. What will this be, regarding speed? Will there be any actual, speed differences on these two models? Obviously, there will be people doing these actual tests in time. We will have to wait and see what actual, scientific tests come out of this situation, right? And however, the crux of this change is that the aluminium and the copper heatsink inside, which has been reduced inside over the previous version, the whole PlayStation now is about 300 grams lighter. And to put that into perspective, that is almost 16% lighter in mass than the previous heatsink. All right. Now here are some photos. All right. The old PlayStation 5, which came out last year, is on the left. The new one is on the right. Now, as you guys can see, the heatsink is a lot more substantial on the older version than the newer version. All right, there are the pipes, what are those pipes called? I can't quite remember. The cooling pipes. I can't remember the actual name for those things, but yeah, this one's gone as well, like this one here, but it's gone here. God, I hope Sony know what they're doing. I know they're trying to reduce their cost, right? Because each PlayStation that they build, I think they've built like 10 million of them right now so far. That's a lot of PlayStation 5s, right? But each PlayStation 5 that they build, if they can save a bit of money here and a bit of money here over a long enough period of time, they're saving a lot of money, all right? But hopefully they're not doing the consumer wrong, us, all right? A heatsink is a component that is designed to draw heat away from a source. All right, like barbecue sauce or tomato sauce. A larger heatsink can soak more heat from a source and also disperses it more efficiently. All things being the same, a larger heatsink is theoretically always better. It's always better to have a larger one than a smaller one, because the smaller you go, the hotter your console or computer will be. The larger you go, like if you had like a 10-foot long heatsink, that would be incredible, right? The PlayStation or the PC would never be hot, all right? Just something to think about. Sony, however, has gone in the other direction, all right? Which is interesting. Absolutely it is. Evans, the YouTuber, noted that the fan, which uses a centrifugal design on the PlayStation 5, now has deeper imperial grooves, Star Wars, which could potentially push more air through the heatsink that's now on the newer PlayStation 5, right? However, he also noted that there's a 3 to 5 degree warmer air coming out of the new PlayStation 5 exhaust ports, right? So, all right, what do you think about this? So the original PlayStation 5 had this fan, which was doing a good job, but the newer PlayStation 5 has this fan. So in the past one, there was like this gap, right? And this one does not have the gap. So this new fan technically has the ability, apparently, to blow more air out. All right, the PlayStation 5 blows off more steam more efficiently, apparently, which is a good thing. And apparently, according to his tests, Evans, right, the newer fan is actually quieter than the older one, but only by a margin. You know, you're really not getting much of a difference, right? But it is a little quieter. So there are 2 points that I'd like to make here. All right. First, a small heatsink is worse if everything else remains the same. However, we do not know as of now if everything else is the same. The fan is notably different, but we do not know if any changes have been made on the software side to alter the behavior of the processor or the fan curve to compensate, right? Interesting. People will find this out in time, right? Now, there were minor differences noted in the noise and the power consumption between the new and the old consoles, but they are inconclusive at the moment. Secondly, I can't even speak. Measuring the heat of the exhaust port provides no valuable data, I should say, as a lot of variables go into the result. Right? There's a lot of different things that can come, scientifically speaking. Right? So yeah, don't jump to conclusions. All right. Now, it's like checking for a fever by blowing on a thermometer, right? The only accurate way of checking if the system is running any differently is by directly measuring temperatures of, critical components such as the CPU, the GPU, and the memory using Type K thermocoupulers. What the hell is that? I don't know. Until such results are independently published, we can not really draw any conclusions other than what's in our minds, right? I know what I'm thinking. I'd be thinking that I would much prefer having a PC or a PlayStation or an Xbox, with a huge, bigger heatsink. It may make my PlayStation heavier, but I'm not carrying the thing from A to B. I'm leaving it on my table, right? Sometimes in Australia, where I live, Sydney, right, it gets so goddamn hot. It's like 40 degrees outside, and it's like 45 in my house. I've been playing my PlayStation 4 over the years, and sometimes my PlayStation 4, the fan inside it noticeably goes absolutely loud. Like everyone in the house can actually hear my PlayStation 5. And it does this until like 9 p.m. at night when it's starting to get really cool outside, right? So a bigger heatsink is always better. Anyway, we'll finish off reading the rest of this. So, as for why Sony would do this, the answer would most likely be cost related, right? Metal is expensive, so reducing its volume is an easy way to make back some money, all right, on these profit-starved machines. Sony has admitted, I will show you in a second, Sony has admitted that they're actually not making a profit on a lot of these machines that they've been making, but they kind of are now, until recently, So, it's the right thing to do business-wise, but is it the right thing to do consumer-wise? I don't know. Sony has had the product out on the market for over a year now across the world, and likely has realized that its previous design may have been overkill and that they could safely shave off a few pounds without it making the expense worse, right? The experience worse, I should say. Now, from a user's point of view, this will likely make no difference unless we were already mistreating the consoles by placing them in excessively hot or poorly ventilated environments. But we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. But that's like I said, right? I live in Australia. My PlayStation was sitting just down there next to my TV. You can't see my TV, but it was sitting just down there. And I was sitting in the lounge, right? I'm literally sitting in the lounge and like everyone in the house is sweating, right? We've got fans on, but fuck all that's going to help, right? It's hot. And the PlayStation 4 was absolutely buzzing. I haven't got a PlayStation 5 yet. Too busy, all right? What do you guys think about this situation? Interesting, right? But this is just a quick little thing showing you that, yeah, the Sony is no longer selling at a loss. So until recently, they've been selling their PlayStations at an absolute loss, which is not a big deal because they're making so much money with the games that they're selling and with subscriptions online type of thing with, you know, Sony, PlayStation Store, those kind of things. So yeah, they were making money, but with the actual console itself, they were actually losing money apparently. But anyway, what do you guys think about the situation? We're on channel 2, daily videos, and we're on channel 1 for, you know, travel vlogs around the world every now and then. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Tall Boy Gareth. I've been Tall. My name is Gareth. And I will see you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. This is a PlayStation 4 controller. Tomorrow. Bye.